And you are back in the Tortoise and Hare experience.
Yay.
We're back for another month. It's been a long time.
Spring.
It feels like it's really been a long time. I think in March it was like the longest. There was like 5 Tuesdays
Yeah.
on top of the other Tuesday that we record. So it was like 6 Tuesdays in 1 month. That's how it kind of felt like.
Yeah,
Is that weird?
It did feel like that.
But we are back again to bring you experiences. We have tons and tons of guests.
Tons and tons.
Yeah. So
Except for the very, very thin. These are in shape men that are going to be on the show today.
I know we're gonna talk abs because I've been trying to get some.
Yeah.
I've been obsessed with flattening my stomach. So our next guest that we are gonna meet, he knows all about flat stomachs, and that's Patrick Allen Stone.
And right now we have Jimmy Seinfeld, who is our third guest, and he's stuck in traffic.
He's
So I'm
stuck in
going to talk
traffic.
to him for a sec.
Wow, this is gonna be 100%
Hi,
great.
Jimmy. We're live on the air.
You could put him on speaker. It'll come in through there. Can someone help? If you're listening right now, you can help Jimmy.
Help Jimmy get here. Hold on 1 second, and I'm going to hand the phone to somebody else. Hold on
Fletcher Drive.
1 sec.
Right, I don't even know where that's at. Okay. Yeah.
Google Maps.
All right.
Right.
So that's
Where
Jimmy
would we-
Seinfeld.
Where would we
Wasn't that
be
fun?
without Google Maps?
I know,
Seriously.
Lost.
right? Isn't that awesome?
I don't even know how to get here. I just tell Google, take me to
Yeah,
Swing House.
Don't
Yeah,
ask
me
me the
too.
streets.
Yeah.
What?
She's
I don't know.
I think that's going to
Seriously.
become an art form, knowing streets these days. I think,
Yeah.
because of the maps and stuff like that, it's that knowledge is kind of deteriorating.
I
Right?
think all knowledge is deteriorating.
No.
Really.
I love
I really do, because everybody is so tuned into their phone numbers being in their phone, their contact list. You go by pictures instead of faces anymore. It's like it's just I don't know. I mean names. It's just weird. I don't know. So Turtle,
Yes.
here we are. Here we are again.
Again.
Here we are again in lovely Swing House Studios, where Jonathan Mover just walked by.
Yes. Earlier today, I gave Jonathan Mover. I'm a big fan of tea, as you know,
Mm-hmm.
but specifically iced tea. Like I like hot tea, but hot tea is usually for
Delicious.
me a winter thing, And since there's, here in California, there's really not winter. We only get it maybe 2 months out of the year, maybe, and I'm using winter very loosely here. So maybe 2 months out of the year, I'll drink tea. Or if I'm hungover, as a matter of fact, I was hungover yesterday. So
Not surprising.
yeah. So I was like, oh,
Are you going to drink wine today?
yes, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
I drink tea every day.
course.
I'm
I do too.
a big
I
wino.
love tea.
I'm a
I'm
big-
drinking tea right now.
I'm a big tea guy. That's not coffee?
No, this is a Thai tea.
All right. Does that have a lot of caffeine?
I'm sure it does.
Awesome.
It's probably very bad for me. But I just realized that had milk powder.
Delicious milk powder.
gonna
Yeah,
get you later.
I'm trying to be vegan now. So
Awesome.
I'm on the
Okay.
vegan path.
All
I'm trying
right.
not to do that.
That's
So
challenging.
yeah. Experience, Turtle, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. Here's the thing. My experiences, it's a month since I last see anybody.
He doesn't come out of the shell.
I really don't. No, I do. And this experience has kind of been a part of that. But I've been doing karaoke.
Have you?
Not
You've been
like-
singing.
Yeah.
I'm so frightened of that.
You should be. Because here's the thing. I'm not singing like, I'm not singing songs that like people know, It's funny because like these karaoke DJs are getting really good where it's just like even if that song isn't karaoke, they'll find it and they'll find a karaoke version of that song.
So what's
Yeah,
your
they're all
go-to song?
I don't know if you guys are familiar with the band Flight of the Conchords.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a
I
huge
love them.
huge
Love that.
fan.
Love
Oh yeah,
them.
I'm picking these obscure bands and all of a sudden, oh, we all know them. Yeah,
Yeah.
sure,
Well,
whatever.
Flight
Flight
of
of
the
the
Conchords,
Conchords
come
is
on.
awesome, man. I
They're-
love that stuff.
So
Fucking
You got the
musicians.
sideburns going on too.
yeah,
right?
well, I've had these before.
Yeah, you
Oh,
started
yeah?
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Copy
know,
it.
Yeah, it's
I-
always him.
I call it chopism.
Chop
Awesome.
Chop life.
Hey, it takes a real man to grow those,
Chocolate.
man. I've tried to grow my sideburns. And
Really?
There's little stuff missing.
It just
You-
takes
You're
time
way
and
prettier
patience.
without it. You don't need
I don't
that.
know. enter into chop life. Okay,
No.
accept it.
No.
You'll become part of chopism.
No.
You know, no one's doing this, man.
And
Like,
there's a reason why.
because everybody's afraid.
Yeah,
Everybody's
'cause-
afraid to accept the chop. You know.
You know I hate it.
I know, but you know, it's funny. You know, a side experience, and I don't know if I've shared this one before. I actually had a what I like to call a pussy intervention. These guys are like, dude, you're not getting laid because of your chops, and I was just like, no, I'm gonna get laid because of them. You have no idea.
You know where you
like,
get laid? Go to Comic-Con.
Oh yeah,
That's
all
where
the
you'll
girls in
get
cosplay.
laid. I'm telling you right now.
See, yeah, but see, all these guys are like, you're not gonna get the girl. I'm like, I don't want just any girl. I want the right girl that's gonna accept me for who I am.
He's gonna hold on to both of those suckers with both hands and not let go.
Thank
Jamie
you.
Pellington.
Yeah, man.
It's not gonna happen.
Probably
I
not.
I think it looks great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm driving.
sweet.
Yeah. Watch, he's gonna start doing chops, and all of a sudden, boom, major explosion, and they're gonna be like, "We love your chops." We'd be like, "I
Well,
have to
if
thank Turtle
Patrick
for
did
that."
it would be.
Yeah, of
but
course.
When you do it, it's
Well, I'm a
just-
muse. You know what I
No.
mean?
No.
Lemmy had him.
Yeah. See.
Yeah, but Lemmy was a very big guy.
Why can't, okay, and this all goes into my experience as I'm driving in today. I see a bumper sticker, and it said, "Why be normal?"
Well,
And I couldn't agree more. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to say I'm not being normal for the sake of not being normal. You know, because to everybody, there's different parallels of normal. We all have our own idea and thought of what normality is. But I'm not doing it because I'm like, oh, this isn't normal, so I'm going to do it. I'm doing it because I want to be myself, you know, and I feel that, you know, being yourself is very important. I mean, Max, do you do things because you feel that that's expected, or do you do it because you feel that that's going to embrace who you are?
have you seen me?
Well,
Look at me. I have a dot on my forehead.
Is that religious?
It's religious for me.
Spiritual?
Yeah, it's spiritual. It's to keep the negative energy away from me.
Oh, it's bouncing.
Yeah,
It's
it
like,
is.
Can't,
It's
can't get to
protecting.
you.
It's protecting my chi, my third eye.
Awesome.
It's very important for me. So yeah, you know, I've got streaky, interesting colored hair. I have large breasts. I'm not normal.
to some people you are, you know?
Really?
Yeah.
Really, where?
Yeah.
Where?
India, maybe?
Oh, in India, yes. I have a huge fan base in India. I love my fan base.
I just pulled that from my ass. I swear to God, I had no idea she had a
Yeah.
fan base in India. But
yeah,
you know,
I teach master classes in production in India.
okay, you fly out there and everything.
I do it online, and you know they ask me all the recording and engineering questions and give them that advice.
In your vast engineering experience,
Yes.
we just went through an engineering dilemma. Max is like,
Oh
my earphones,
no,
they're not working. I'm like, here, let me help you. Boom, I just plugged them in. I
Yeah.
just plugged them in.
No,
Yeah,
I
engineering,
took off my glasses.
engineering genius here, Max.
I took off my
Complicated
glasses
stuff,
and put them
man.
down, and I didn't push it all the way in.
I love the
Just, you know.
dynamic. How long have you guys known each other?
Oh, too long. Too
Yeah.
long.
Not long enough, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I think it's.
But here's the thing
I
about
think it's long enough.
I mean, it takes really close friends to really be able to dig into one another and keep smiling and laughing. And like at the end of the day, you're like, man, that was great.
That's
Oh,
what makes
yeah.
us special.
What's crazy too, a lot of people think me and Max hang out like all the time. I
Oh,
literally
God, no.
only maybe see her once a month, maybe twice if like we just happen to be in, and this is 100% random. We just happen to be at the same place, and that is 100%
Or he
certi-
stalks me.
certified random because I'm you know, she's, you know, as you know, San Fernando Valley and I'm San Gabriel Valley, you know, so I primarily stay out in the SGV. She primarily stays out. Well, I mean, you're Hollywood and
I'm up
you
in the
know,
hills.
SV, yeah, in
I'm
the
in
hills.
Mulholland.
You're like, yeah,
You know, so
breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
I made it. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know where you guys are at, but
so yeah, so when we see each other, it's, you know, it's weird. We have that good connection of where we just can pick up right where we left off. Do you have anybody like that where you may not see them for a while and boom, it's like nothing's changed?
I have a 93-year-old best friend.
Oh.
93-year-old best friend.
93-year-old best
Holy
friend. And
cow.
we spent
that is
a
so
good
sweet.
like I don't know, a long time, more than 8 years really hanging out almost 4 or 5 times a week for a few hours on end. And we got really close in the first 2 years, but now every time we see him, are we allowed to swear on this
Yeah,
show?
you could just
I
be
mean,
yourself,
he is
man.
the funniest. Hey, cocksucker, jackass. All we do is swear at each other and call each other the worst names in the world. But for some reason, it makes us both feel much better about who we are.
True love.
Right.
It's true love.
It's weird, right? That's what I was saying. I was like,
Yeah.
if you've got somebody that you can just, tear them down, and they're just like, God, I love this person,
Right.
because they're still smiling at you and they love you, and you're like, and they know I'm a jackass, they know how fucked up I am, and they don't care,
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
just you
Yeah.
know. That's why it's just important to, again, why be normal? You know,
Yeah.
you're going to lose that.
Especially when you're in the industry and people are always like, kissing your ass. And it's nice to have somebody who's like, yeah, you suck.
I beg to differ.
you
Yeah.
know?
Right?
I need someone kissing my ass all the time. I don't get it enough.
And you have a nice ass too.
I do.
That's one of the only things on you that it happens to be of any importance.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Whatever.
Max is checking out my ass. That's breaking news.
I've told you that before.
I
told you that
I don't
before.
think you ever have.
Yes, I have.
No.
Oh, I certainly have.
I'm not showing my ass off
Anyway,
today.
are you done with your experience?
Yes.
Get
that
done
was,
with it
That
already.
was my experience. Sorry, I just.
Yeah,
go
he
on,
like I said, he rambles.
I
He just
don't.
rambles.
I'm just so much in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just forget time and space.
There's a
Yeah.
mic in front of you. Go for
Yeah.
it.
Right. Okay,
Yeah.
Max, your experience.
Oh, I have no. I'm just kidding. Of course, I have an experience.
Of course, every day that you live
It
is an experience.
Absolutely. I wake up in the morning. If I'm breathing, it's a good day.
That's what I say too.
Yeah. So I was just at WonderCon signing
Right.
autographs over there, and what an experience that was. Let me tell you about this.
It's where's that at? Like the Burbank Airport?
No,
like
no,
right
no.
there?
They're normally.
Right? Don't they do stuff there
Yeah,
though?
they do.
I mean, the
They
Bob
do,
Hope,
but not
the Bob
this. This is a big con.
Hope major con.
It's a major con.
Con.
Normally, it's in Anaheim, but they moved it just for 1 year to the LA Convention Center.
Oh wow.
Nice.
And it was so big
Yeah,
that
that's
when my daughter came down there to see me, she couldn't find me,
yeah.
which is, kind of stupid, if you ask me. There should be maps. So anyway, I had this fan that came over, and I was there for 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And he came up and, got his autograph, and he was all like, all happy. And he was telling me about his fraternity at NYU. And I was like, oh, that's really fascinating. It's awesome. And he goes, well, I don't know if you are aware of this, but we have a drinking game for you. I'm like, what are you talking
Well,
about?
drinking
What
games
you
are
talking
very
about?
popular in frats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with alcohol in general. So,
Right.
there's like a Seinfeld drinking game. There's
Yeah,
a
yeah, absolutely.
Beer pong.
beer pong. Yeah. There's
Quarters.
there's tons of stuff.
Yeah, it was, I had never heard of anything like this.
How
for
do
me
we play this
before.
game?
So what was the game?
The game is that every time I appear on Miami Vice from season 1 to season 4, you have to do a shot. And just in the first 3 episodes, 79 shots.
There you go.
79 shots. He said, you almost killed my fraternity. So he came back on Saturday.
Wow.
And, again, it was, and took pictures for his fraternity. And
I just went and did a shot, by the way. Just to make up for
yeah,
the
yeah,
last
he had
time.
to, catch up with the fraternity. And they are Sigma Chi Nu, I think, at NYU. And so they offered to have me fly out there and drink with
Oh,
the
yeah.
fraternity.
No. We got to do a show out there. They fly good old Turtle out too with all
you
of our
always wanted,
equipment.
like,
we but no, think about how cool it would be. We have them right
He's always trying to
here.
travel
We
with me.
interview them.
I
we
don't
have 'em
know.
on the
I don't
show.
know if you want to.
It would be fun. You know me, man.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, I'm a very like being a frat is like symbiotic, or I don't know. I'm trying to think of this word. It's just it's cohesive.
Symbiosis.
Semiology. I don't know. It's awesome though.
Yeah.
I'd be so drunk. It'd be great.
Yeah, that's not ever good.
No, it's not though.
But me being drunk, that's out of the question.
Yeah, that's why.
Me drunk with a fraternity.
That's why I'm your part-time
Ay,
liver.
ay, ay.
Like
Ay,
this is
ay,
Turley's
ay.
my part-time liver. He will be doing all the drinks for me, and I'm like, hey,
I mean, that could be a whole reality show right there.
What was the total count?
79 in the
That's
first 3
insane.
episodes.
You know, we had a similar game.
Crazy.
It's fun. I've been sober 10 years now, but before that, I was a professional
And
at
congratulations.
getting fucked up for sure. But speaking of Silver Lake, we were talking about before, the same house that Filthy Phil Taylor would come over to, and countless
Al
amounts
Tieman's
of
house?
what's that?
Al Tieman's house? Is that?
Al Tiemann would come to my house. It was a few
Okay.
blocks away. Al Tiemann and his brother Howard would come over
Yeah.
all the time, and in fact, Howard would never leave, and I loved him for that. But we would go for days and days and days on end and literally not sleep. We'd see probably 6 or 7 sunrises. No joke. But the only thing that would finally bring us down would be drinking. And once a week, we'd watch the show Deadwood.
Oh, fun.
And every time they said motherfucker or cocksucker, we'd have to drink. But we
Yeah.
never hit 79. And then actually, what was it? It was every time they said motherfucker, we drank a shot. And then every time they said cocksucker, we had to do a line of speed. So everybody's kind of like, what?
Oh, man.
What? So we were up and
Yeah.
down, but never 79
Wow.
shots. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was floored when they told me that. And I felt really responsible for all of these guys getting so drunk.
congratulations.
They were just trying to get you to pass out in their
I'm sure.
presence.
Yeah, I think that's
That's the point of drinking
Yeah,
games.
I'm
They're
pretty
all
sure
drinking like
that's
Coke,
what
and
it-
they're like, yeah.
I will have to go with like an entire team of people.
I'll be a part of
I
that
know.
team. Just spearheading the team.
Yeah, I don't know
Turtle.
what good you're gonna do.
I'm none. no
Zero.
good at all.
I need people that are gonna take care of me, protect my innocence.
Right.
Hey,
You're not
hey,
innocent
hey,
at all. Stop
hey,
it. Stop it.
hey, hey.
So, Alan.
She's all just pretending to pass out. I'm
Right.
so
Right.
It's like, will some young stud me? I don't know.
Shut up.
I do that, but nothing happens. I just lie there alone.
That is so not true. That's so not true.
So, your experience, any experience that you've been going through?
Going through.
Or
Like
or
presently?
went whatever, you could have went through it.
Experience you want to share.
I was, I mean, the whole point of a radio show, I think, is, I mean, not only to have fun, but to plug everything that's happening. So I don't know. The experience I'm going through now, like I told you, I was telling you guys before the show how, like, finally I have so much I can talk about and so much going on, and it's a beautiful thing. And usually your whole life as a musician, you're making up bullshit, and now I actually don't have to make anything up. I've got so many great things to say, but I'm not even allowed to say them on the radio. So other than that experience and all
You
of
could do
the
it in sign language or something.
like the most wonderful experience has overcome me in literally the last 3 months. It's just been like, wow, so I can't wait to share that. I hope you'll have me back on the show. I think
Absolutely.
all of the official announcements for all the stuff that's happening with my band Butterside are coming this month. And after that, I can't wait to just be like, yeah, blah, I got all this stuff.
Right.
But
Now, we are playing clips of your music. We can't play the whole thing.
yeah.
Yeah,
but
legally.
legally.
And that's the first time that's happened to us. I think,
Right. Ever.
Ever. Because usually people, air their stuff here.
Yeah,
for
they
the
break
first
it here.
time.
They break it here first.
They break it.
Right.
Breaking music.
Well, we're breaking it in a we're
Yeah.
giving
Right,
them
in
a
a sense.
We're
It
giving
is
them
actually. You
taste.
guys are the. I mean, I've done some stuff before, and I was like, I can't give you anything. I can't. I just because I was holding on so tight. Because as soon as you put something out there, everybody has it. Everyone listens to
Yeah.
it, and then it's got this shelf life, and people forget about it.
Right.
So
Right.
when
So
you
it's a
put
little
something out there, I
taste.
think you've really got to give it the biggest bang for the buck. So if you hold on tight, at least I've found it's starting to work. It actually really was something I'm super blessed that I've held on to it for this long, and now I'm getting a really big, watch. It's just gonna overflow,
Nice.
but yeah. But yeah, enough of the official shit.
Do you have an unofficial experience?
Yeah,
that you
yeah,
like to-
tell us some unofficial.
there's I love this story. I've told it before, but I used to roadie for Lemmy, God rest his soul,
Yeah,
and he was the
Mr.
coolest
Lemmy.
like mentor, and like I feel so blessed that I had him in my life, and like he would, I was roadieing for them, and he'd pull me into the back of the bus, and he'd sit down, and he'd share his lyrics with me, and all this great stuff. But they hired me to actually do a job, and
You're like, oh yeah,
they were
that's right.
they were all, everybody. Those guys are so loose and fast. They really. I mean, like it's not a joke. I mean, like you get in the middle of it, and it's just a hurricane. And for some reason, right in the center of it, if you like, right when you think you're gonna overdose, is right when finally you're doing it right with those guys. And like
Mm-hmm.
you just got to get into being part of this machine. But I was, just, super, super kid, and I was inexperienced. And I mean, I lasted a while, but finally one night, this is my favorite story with the whole thing was, I'm checking the guitars, and Paul Reed Smith had just come out with this locking machine head that came.
Oh
These
yeah,
things
that's
came out,
badass.
and before that, guitars were like you stick the string through the machine head and you twist it, 7, 8, 9, 10
Right.
times before it finally starts tuning right.
Very
Mm-hmm.
antiquated.
Right, and
Mm-hmm.
this new thing comes out where you stick it through like a speaker cable and let go of the button, and then it's like one twist and you're done. And I didn't see the thing on the back, and I keep twisting this thing around like 3 or 4 times, and it keeps popping off because there's not even enough room on this thing anymore to tune it up. And anyway, I get the guitars, these brand new guitars that Phil had gotten from this company, and I'm trying to tune them up until the lights go out, and then the first song starts and he runs off with one of the normal guitars. Fine, whatever. The next song comes and I'm still trying to tune this thing. And I hand him the guitar for the second song, and he walks out on stage in front of I think 20,000 people and hits the guitar. And all the strings fly off the
Oh
That's
guitar.
cool.
And Motorhead's the loudest band in the world, and I mean, this auditorium
That's
just
awesome.
shook like it was beyond an earthquake. I mean, it was like the loudest, most painful thing that could ever happen to
Oh,
an audience
man.
and the band. And Lemmy, in all of his grace, just winces, and you can tell he's just really mad. And then the PA gets shut down. They turn it back on, and he just says, "I'd like to fucking introduce you to our fucking guitar tech, Mr. Patrick Stone." And I walk out on stage, and they're throwing beer bottles, and
Oh
they're throwing food, and probably the most embarrassing moment of my life. But then Lemmy pulled me into the back of the bus that night and said, "It's time for you to put all that great writing to use, because you don't belong behind stage, you belong on the front of it." So,
Oh
here we are
man.
quite a few years later, but now that whole team is still my family. And actually, Todd Singerman's managing the band now. So
Oh
he's
nice.
been kicking down doors and everything else. But that's just one of a million different. And I love embarrassing stories.
Yeah.
They really make you who you are. They make you change your path. You're like, you think, all right, I'll just do this, but like, you don't do that. Do what you're
Yeah.
supposed to be here to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always a really nice thing. It's kind of a bittersweet thing to hear. Alice told me that the same thing. We were on the train, I think going to Scotland or Ireland or someplace like that. And we're on the train, and he's like, "Oh, Max, come sit with me." And right there, oh, dun dun dun, something's wrong. Something's not gonna happen right now. And we're talking about life and just the pursuit of happiness and dreams and all of that. And he says, you're much better than this." And I'm like, what? Am I getting fired today? Pretty much. But, yeah, he's like, you belong in the lead instead of being a backup singer. I thought that was very sweet, but untrue. I really enjoy being a backup.
Is it wrong, like, wanting to be like the supportive person in the back? I mean, like, let's take for example a roadie. I really enjoy roadies for a few things because, like, first of all, I wish I had a roadie because all this equipment and stuff like that. They come and they set everything up for you, and just get to actually just walk on stage. You don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, that's
and
cool.
and a lot of people forget, those supportive people in their lives, or
Yeah.
not that they forget them, but they just don't see behind the scenes. They do, like whenever you, like, I'm sure whenever you go play and you have like banners and stuff, like, you don't go put them on or anything like that. Somebody goes and does that. They create that ambiance that you need, when you're playing.
Yeah.
And somebody does that, and people just don't think about that. They're just too, which I get. You're involved in the music, and you expect that ambience to be like that. And they kind of forget about those roadies. I was a roadie for a bunch of like radio personalities. So like for Adam Carolla, I was a roadie for him. Anytime he would go out and do a live show, I'd help set up the stage, do the PA. I do the photography.
He's great. I love him.
Yeah, so I do everything. I would be a PA at times, get the guest, and it was all the grunt backup work, but I enjoyed it and I loved doing it. And I think that's that helped me become a better roadie for myself, because I know what's like expected and what things have to be done. But just want to salute all the roadies out there,
Yeah, hell
They're
yeah.
my favorite
The
people.
road crew, yeah.
I always hang out with the roadies,
Shut
rather than
up.
the band.
No,
I
you
do.
Stop.
For real.
People take them for granted, man. A
It's-
really good roadie
it's
is
true.
it's the make or break of your show,
Yep.
and you have to really respect them and love them more than you do yourself. Hopefully, because if you shit on those people, they'll lose their interest and their heart in helping you out, and then your show's gonna suffer.
It really.
But like I'll go to shows and like a cymbal falls over or whatever, and like I'll be in the audience and I'll be like, where the hell's the roadie? Within the first 3 seconds,
Right.
I'll jump up there and fix the guy's cymbal because it's important. It's just like this guy's falling apart. You know what I mean? He's gonna miss
Right.
that part of the music. You don't want him stressing out. So yeah, salute the roadies for sure, man.
Now, just real quick, is that a roadie thing or a backline thing? Like if that happens, is that a roadie or a backline person that has to?
I think they're, and I would
It's
call them
one-
one and the same.
yeah,
I would
One and
think,
the same.
or at least somebody that's doing your stage. Somebody on stage has definitely got to be paying attention to everything all the
Right.
time, and making sure mic stands don't fall where somebody can trip on them. Or, I mean, with Phil, it was funny because when I'd roadie for him, it was he refused to use a wireless guitar rig, and I'd be having to line his
That's
pull his
cool.
line in, pull his line out, like I was fishing, like felt like I was catching Moby Dick the whole show, And I thought at times like maybe they're just playing a big joke on me, like
Yeah.
half of them would be looking at me, like I didn't need to do it. Maybe I mean, maybe they just they kick around the low guy on the totem pole, but all the other stuff too, like the things that happen to roadies on the bus it's not cool, man. You know what a dirty Sanchez is,
Oh,
and this is all out of pure love.
I'm like,
If you fall asleep on the bus first, especially if you pass out, the finger
okay.
goes up the chute, and they wipe
your
it under your nose.
chute?
Maybe your chute, maybe their chute,
Wow.
whichever one won't wake you up. If you're passed out hard enough, it might be your chute.
that's just
Wow,
not
that's-
nice. That's not nice.
That's not. I mean,
But
is that part of? Is that?
I don't
part
know.
of
Guys
the-
are nuts, right? I
They
admit
are.
it. What's the sickest thing you've done to a friend? You know what I mean? When they fell asleep. I mean,
It just rode on
probably
them?
when you were a kid.
I
But
wrote on
peop-
them.
peop-
I never did
Yeah,
anything with
right-
bodily fluids or
right?
anything. That's
Well, you've got to up the game when you're out
No.
there. You've got to up the
No.
game. But there's nothing funnier than a guy waking up with a little Hitler mustache made out of poop on his face.
yeah,
Going what is it? What? And he's just running around like running into the walls and
yeah.
yeah.
I'd be
Okay, a little gross. A
Yeah.
little bit more
That's
inside.
just-
I mean, but when there's nothing else happening on the bus, you start getting bored and doing stupid shit.
You pee in their shampoo bottles.
Pee in the shampoo. Oh God.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a good one.
Guys, do not do this.
No,
okay?
no. This
Be
is tour.
better.
This is
Be
tour stuff.
better
Don't do it.
than that. Be better than that.
Yeah.
Instead of pee in a shampoo, M&Ms. Okay, they're delicious.
Yeah.
They're a fun surprise.
Ay, ay, ay.
I don't know.
Yeah, just be more outgoing. You got to make more friends while you're in the city you're in, and then bring those people with you onto the bus, and then you have somebody to talk to instead of
Right.
like
Picking
punishing
on-
your crew and
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
doing effed up
Yeah.
stuff to each other. You just say, here's the preview to the upcoming single from Butterside's debut album, and it's called Pain.
By the way,
Okay.
can we say the name of the album?
It's debut album, self-titled.
Self-titled.
So it's Butterside. With
Oh, okay. I
Butterside.
thought it was
two
called.
Ds.
It'd be more funny if it was just called self-titled.
Yeah, right? That'd be pretty cool. Right?
That would be cute.
Might as well call it Selfie right now. It's like super popular, right?
Oh, yeah.
Snappy snap, snappity snap.
People are so
Yeah.
self-consumed all day long.
I
That's
know.
all
I
they
watch
care
these
about.
people. I can't get enough of it. Actually, it's just sickening. Actually, a little bit sometimes. It's just like, hey, hello, I have to talk to you, and they're like,
Wait, I gotta.
yeah. And the funny
Yeah,
thing is,
it's
like,
just-
half of them are like, it's this totally misperception, a huge misperception of what these people actually look like or what they are like, because they get
Mhm.
themselves and they're all made up and they just get their faces, and like
Yeah.
from here down they're just, they haven't been concentrating on taking care of themselves
Right.
at all. But from here up, so I'm sure they've got a lot of attention from a lot of guys, and then like what happens when they finally go meet these guys, it's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but then what are your true intentions? You know what I mean? Are your true intentions really to get to know this person, or are they?
What is the true intent? Because like you see these people's Instagram pages or whatever, and it's just like 100 to, I mean, even more than that, probably 200, like a selfie a day, basically.
Right.
Is you look the same way as you did yesterday, right?
But I'm in a different location.
Right, but you can't even see the location. But it's like, I guess.
It's real weird. I'm not that I don't do selfies. I just don't do that many photos. And what's great is we have a photographer coming in.
We
in
don't
a-
just
in
have a
bit.
photographer. We have the photographer.
I know, but
of all time.
But I'm a photographer as well. But it's funny. It's like I don't take photos or anything unless not that I'm being paid or unless I have like a subject matter. When I'm not doing that, I'm not going around with my camera or anything, just taking, which I should, but I'm not. I'm just too busy, just enjoying the moment, and that came into an interesting discussion that we had a few years ago, and it was, what would you rather do, capture the moment or live in the moment? I think that's what everybody kind of goes through on a daily basis.
Yeah.
I kind of
But,
forget that, so I just live.
But there is an importance to capturing that moment. And I realized that when my mother was going through her Alzheimer's stages, the only way that she was able to deal with people coming into the room is by this photo album that I made her. So I had a picture of them as a youngster and a picture of them at the state that they were at now or then. And so she was able to relate, because her mind was, going to the young part and didn't remember the now. So she didn't recognize anybody, but she recognized them as a child. So it's like you almost have to like pin a picture to, so that they can relate. And without that, she would have been hysterical all the time. So capturing the moments are important.
Yeah.
It's not all the time.
Not all the time.
There's some
Not in the
moments that deserve to
bathroom.
be, yeah.
Yeah.
Or just private moments,
Yeah.
I'm a big
Well,
private moment
I don't
guy,
know. I kind of like to capture those moments.
I don't know. Kind
I
of.
do.
Me and you are just not completely opposite.
Oh, we're so opposite. It's like disgusting.
Not completely. I'm sure.
Well, that's because, you don't have sex.
I don't yet.
Ever.
One day I will. It's been like 5-7 years or
It's
whatever.
important to save yourself.
You like how he says that
important.
it's been
It's important
5-7
to
years.
Save, self-control is important.
Yeah.
You want to wait for the right one.
Thank you. And here's the thing, like, a lot of
He
people.
wants to wait for anyone right now.
No, because you know what? Like, sex is I saw this and damn you, Max. Like, you should be with me on this, because I even saw something that you put, and that was about sharing energy. With somebody, it's like, be careful with who you share your energy
Well, that's
with.
true. That's very true.
So that's why it confuses me about you. Is like,
Well, I'm not saying I'm going to run around and like sleep with anybody.
Well,
That's not,
because you already do that anyway. But
Wow.
Why?
no, she doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
No, I don't.
She's a complete prude. But
Now you're
like,
blowing my reputation.
I know. Well, that you're not a complete prude.
Yeah, because people like to, have that fantasy that I'm like this crazy wild thing. I'm not.
You're not. She's
I'm
not.
not.
I assure
You
you.
know, I'm crazy for the person that I'm with.
Good.
Yeah.
As you should be.
Yeah.
But again, sharing your energy is something important. I'm not just gonna do it with anybody, and like I can maybe count the people that I've slept with on one hand, and I think that's not
Myself. One
No, no,
girl.
no, no, no.
Myself.
This is myself. This is everybody else.
Aw, turtle.
But that's fine,
No, it's fine. You know when you would really get laid?
But I don't want to get laid. I want to be with
All
somebody.
right, but
and
when
get
you would
laid all
really
the time
like,
with that one person.
Yeah.
That's good when you have that.
If
man,
you were
when really-
Patrick Stone.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, his abs chiseled. I could probably get.
Let me
anything.
tell you about the first time I met
God.
Patrick. I went to see an old.
Flame?
Yeah. Oh, yes. An old boyfriend. We were relationshipy back in the day. And I hadn't seen him in many years. And I went to go see him play at this really strange venue in the valley someplace. And
You don't remember the name of this?
No, I
strange
don't.
venue?
I
Is it
don't.
not?
Honestly, I don't.
Was
It
it
was
the
like
Rumbo show?
Yes, it was.
Oh, cool.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That was
yes,
a great
he
show.
remembers. Yeah.
Wait, was it you?
No,
No,
Okay,
no,
like,
but
wait
he
a
was
minute.
singing.
Okay.
It was with Stephen Adler for Adler's Appetite, and I was blown away. Because I'm kind of a snotty listener, I guess you could say. I like to judge a band, and rip it all apart. And I had nothing I could say bad about that performance for you.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was really good.
Thank you.
Yeah, and he had like no shirt on, and I was dying.
Of course.
Yeah,
But
between him and Michael Thomas, forget it.
Yeah, Michael inspires me to go to the gym, the little fucker, man.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, I'm like, dude, you're yoked.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that he has, tan lines. Those abs.
Do you think so?
I'm just kidding, Michael. Just kidding.
No, he's crunching it, man.
No, he is. He
He's
is.
like super, like, he's up at dawn. And,
Yeah, 'cause he's so
one of the
hyper.
hardest working musicians I know.
He's
He really,
a good guy.
in every
He's
way.
been on our show.
You need to stay in shape. It's important if you're
Mhm.
going to be up there,
Yeah, definitely.
Speaking of being in shape, we just saw if for those watching, we just saw the video of the teaser for Pain. By the way, anytime you throw in girls
And feathers?
and feathers,
What?
dude, it's like winning
Whose idea
formula.
was that?
Winning formula.
Yeah.
Idea.
I'm
Yeah.
like-
That's
and they're all
crazy.
hot, and then they kiss. You're like, of course.
Yeah, there's
10
always that.
10 billion views, boom, automatically.
Right? Yeah, we got like 11,000 in the first 3 minutes we put that thing up.
Yeah.
It was super cool. I mean, I'm sitting here tooting my own horn, but you know what's cool is, how do you come up with an idea? There's like pain, the idea of pain. Like what kind of a video do you make to embrace pain and yet still make it exciting to watch? And I was like, pain, how about, I thought about a boxing gym that it just came to me, and I was like, chicks boxing. But then that wouldn't have been enough. Like, if you watch the video, it's like it kind of leads up to that feather part.
Right.
And my director, Eric Bishop, who's such a talented guy, was just like, I just want all the girls in the ring pillow fighting,
Oh, fantastic.
So it was like we were actually like off to the side with like vacuum tubes, filling them up with feathers and blowing them in there.
Yeah, it looked
It's
crazy.
looks
with
like
all
a
those
Victoria's Secret ad.
Yeah, it was really hot.
Yeah, pretty
yeah.
girls too.
Very, very. Yeah.
Did you have a hand in picking all the girls?
Well, my present girlfriend, plays the lead, the curly-haired redhead.
Oh, nice, yeah.
She's just astonishing. She just keeps me blown away all the time.
Aw.
And but yeah, I mean, she didn't mind that I had to grease up the girls. We didn't have somebody on set to do that.
That's
so,
what you call your pal
you know,
Turtle.
yeah.
We need help with these chicks.
It was
Oh.
I actually only got to do it for a couple seconds. I sprayed on a couple, but then like I think my attorney was there and he's like, "Oh wait, I've got more of that over here. Let me take care of that for you." And we had like 6 guys actually like starting to grease them up.
Damn you, attorneys.
Those guys, him and his wife, they were like loving it. Yeah.
Crazy. What's your feeling on the new Guns N' Roses?
The reunion,
lineup?
right?
Yeah, reunion lineup. Interesting.
Being so close with Steven, and I love him to death, and I don't feel like there's any reason in the world he shouldn't be in the group. and I still feel like, I mean, when that record came out, it changed my life. And again, like you said, when you saw my performance, I feel like it's super important to represent exactly what that was because it's such a
Right.
special record to me. I feel like it changed the world. So until Steven and Izzy are on board, I think it's a joke that they call it a reunion. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to say it. I mean, I love the fact that those guys have bonded again and they're doing it again together. But like this whole show that came out, I'm super surprised that I wasn't like trying to be the first one in line or like calling my buddies to see who could get me in and whatever else. Only because I feel like they're cheating Steven. Like, why isn't Steven playing with them? And why isn't Izzy doing it? It's like
Well,
that's the
you never
five
know.
guys, man,
You never know.
you never know, right? Yeah,
You never know what's going to happen on this tour.
Right. I don't think that, I know that there's hope that he'll still be doing this Coachella thing with him, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed and my prayers in there for him. And if those five guys play together again, I will stampede and, be the first in line because that would be something super special.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it was super special. I mean, Axel still is like one of my favorite singers of all time.
And he sounds good.
I heard
you
he
know,
did,
he's
I
on
heard he
top of
did.
his
And
game.
of course he's going to. He has a remarkable voice, and Slash is still like the most
Yeah.
incredible guitar player and most iconic guitar player
And you
probably
know
of all
what?
time.
Frank is no slouch. Frank Farrar
Right.
is a monster drummer and doing a fantastic job with a lot of haters out there.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know,
that's when you
who
know
are-
you've made it.
Yeah,
Let's face it. When you have a
absolutely.
bunch of haters, you're like, oh, I made it.
Right.
You know?
But he
Right.
knows these songs better than anybody because he's
Sure.
been playing them with Axel for years and years. And, and he's a badass. He's in the pocket all the time.
Yeah. No, I'm not putting down their abilities at all as players. I mean, of course, they have to be awesome to play with those guys at all.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like if you're going to call it a reunion,
Yeah.
I would like to see, that's what it's all about. A reunion means like, you've settled all the disputes. You've,
Mhm.
you've put aside the past and all the things that
Right.
have happened, and you've decided that this is the most important thing in the world to me. So let's put it back together.
You know what? I don't know about that, and I'm saying that because it's like, yes, we put away all the things that. No. Like if anything, I really feel that this reunion is the first reunion for Slash and Axel. They're a dynamic, team together.
right.
And I think more people are excited about that. Granted,
Then it should have been
every-
called the Axel and
I think
Slash
that's
show
what I'm starting to call it.
playing Guns N' Roses stuff.
I
I don't know.
That's what I'm starting to call it. Why not?
Yeah, no, I get, you're right, but yeah, at the same time, what else would you call it? It is a huge reunion that those three are playing together, and man, I bet you it's a great show, and
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I hope that I get a sneak back there with those guys for one of these shows to check it out.
Well, this week they're in Vegas playing, right?
Are they doing a residency or?
No, I think they're doing their
doing a couple, and then
Yeah.
and then the Coachella thing's next.
right, and then they have a huge tour. It's massive.
Well, all of the luck in the world, and I think they're getting
Yeah.
like 3 million a show or something. That's what I
Wow.
heard. So.
Well, the ticket prices are outrageous, and I don't understand that. If you're gonna do something like that, at least have one show that's free.
Yeah,
or
so that everybody
Yeah.
can like try to get in and nobody gets in, and then those free
some
shows.
people get it.
Here's the thing: those free shows,
We
all,
get it.
all industry people. You know what I mean? And not to knock
And there's
that.
there's no
not-
comp tickets on this tour.
Yeah.
Which really sucks.
They did that Troubadour thing though last Friday, right?
Right.
And that was
Yeah.
$10 a ticket.
Yeah.
So they gave
That was
They
sweet.
gave a
That
little
was
bit
sweet.
back.
Yeah.
So
Just this past weekend, there was a show down in Florida called Rockfest 80, and they were charging $10 to go to the bathroom. $10 to go to the
I
bathroom.
can understand that if you're a girl, but if you're a guy, just floor
Yeah.
done.
right.
I'll be outside. I'll be right back.
Their ticket prices
Boom.
started, the lowest price started at $99, and it was an outside event. And of course, nobody's going to come to that because the promoter pretty much sucks, Roy Shaka. So yeah,
There you have it.
I hope that the bands got paid before they got on the stage.
It's
know.
tough, man. When you put
Do I
on
sound a little bitter?
you
that-
do, and you're not
sound-
looking at it from the business point of view.
I'm
They're
totally
trying to
looking at it that way.
bring in
No.
a bunch of great bands, a great lineup for people to see. When you do that, of course the ticket value is going to skyrocket. I wish tickets were like when I saw Depeche Mode like a long time ago, it was like $45. And I thought that was a deal. A deal and a half.
It is kind of.
And like for me, I think tickets should not be over $45. You know, I think that for me that was the standard.
I don't
at
think
the time.
ticket should be more than $20 personally.
You know what? I
It's
wish I
music
could
of the
say
masses.
that.
That's the
I
way
would-
to keep it real for your fans.
It's a way to keep it real, but at the
Sorry.
same time, you got to remember overhead and production costs
This
and
was
things
an
like that.
outdoor event.
Yeah, they have to build a stage.
Uh,
You know, unless they're just doing it right there on the floor, then all right, fine. You know, sure. There's electricity, there's
But
generators.
then you have sponsors that come in and they put up the stage. They have all of their booths up, you know, all of that sponsorship money. So somebody's getting paid. It's just
Well,
not
everybody
the bands,
has to get
and it's
paid,
not
you
the
know.
fans. I don't think it's right.
Well,
Personally,
bands
I
are
don't
getting
think it's
paid.
right.
You know,
And
if you're doing a big event like that, you're getting paid. Have you ever done a big event like that and not gotten paid?
Well,
Name names.
you know, we did the motorboat, you know, opening for Slayer and Motorhead, and you
Mhm.
know that was, you know, I think we were just super lucky to be on the cruise. You know, I got to give a shout out to my guys. They're always getting pissed off at me for not mentioning their names, but
Whatever your name is.
Michael
No,
the
I'm just
Stone Man, Michael Stone Man, Johnny Santoro, and Rich Sacco. All of us, we went on that cruise together as Butterside, and we didn't get paid, but we got paid in cred, street cred. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That was super awesome. But yeah, you know, it's a lot more money. You know, in the beginning, that's the thing. It's like when you fall in love with a band. Of course, they're trying to make their name. You know, right? They're
Right.
just coming out, so you're like the first one to fall in love with them. So it's like, you know, that's usually when they catch the kids, and the kids don't really have a lot of money, but they have enough. So it's like you charge very little, right? I guess so. Like $10 to get in, it's like a kid's like, oh my god, I got to come up with $10, but I got to see this show. So $10 is a big deal to them.
Right.
And then once the band's been around for like 3 or 4 years, they create this huge following, and then it's like, oh, people are going to want to come. We can charge a lot more, and that's what making it's all about, you know.
Yep, that's
Freaking
true.
front row in the Foo Fighters show was something like $1,000 a ticket,
What?
right?
Yeah.
Or I don't know. What was I looking at? It's
crazy.
just some
It's
crazy thing. I think I
crazy
was looking
to
at
me.
like Lana Del Rey tickets were like $1,000 in the front row at the.
You better
at
be
the
taking your
Hollywood
clothes
Bowl, you
off
know?
for me to pay $1,000 for that.
I mean, if you have it, screw it.
Man.
You
Yeah.
got the money. I mean, like.
Yeah.
It's
not supposed to-
awesome to be in the front row. It really, especially in a seating situation. It's not
Yeah,
so
those
cool
are
to be in the
the-
front row at a Motorhead show when you're getting
It's
crushed
golden
and slammed, and
Yeah.
you know.
I'll tell you the best seat in the house is always the photographer pit. You know,
That's the best seat in the house.
It's
for
always
sure.
the best seat in the house.
You know, it's
It's
hilarious.
like, oh,
I
yeah.
had-
People pay $1,000 for the front row. I'm like, guess what? I'm in the pit. I'm even closer than you.
Right.
And these people want me to be here.
Yeah, they did that the Dimebag Daryl tribute thing right here,
Yeah.
Lucky
Yeah, yeah.
Strike, right?
Mhm.
And man, me and two of my friends, including a newfound friend of mine, a girl,
Yeah.
we no, not like that.
I know, but I'm just a
um,
fan of girls.
but,
in general.
she my friend Noelle, but we were getting along and talking during the show, and our new friend talked us into going into the pit, and she had photo passes the whole time.
Awesome.
And like we go in there and had these spiked shoes on, and the moral of the story is, yeah, if you have a photo pass, use it, because I got crushed and my feet got destroyed, and she got thrown on the ground, and then our friend that tugged us in there was like this 7 foot tall, 245-pound guy who was just like a pillar, So I tried to stand behind him for a little while, but as soon as I have to admit, I was a pussy, man. I had these spiked shoes that are like totally for looks, and the
Oh,
spikes
they were-
ended up going into my feet instead of somebody
Oh,
else, and I was
man.
just
That's what
anyway, I
you
just,
get.
What
yeah.
you do for fashion.
yeah, the price you pay, It's like, oh, I look cool,
That's not concert wear, though.
It wasn't, but when Phil Anselmo's up there singing Pantera, you got to get as close
Yeah.
as you can.
Oh, Phil.
That was awesome. And Dave Grohl was up there, too. Oh, my
yeah,
God. It's
I'm
Dave
such a
Grohl.
huge fan of his.
Oh,
man.
shit, right?
I think he's really done amazing things for our industry.
He's gonna
I
be a
think
really
so,
big
too.
player one day. He's gonna make it. I bet you.
You think? You think?
Yeah, man.
Turtle says.
That's
Mark my words.
That's
That's
the-
David Grohl.
That's the key to the dream. Dave Grohl, if you're listening, Butterside should open for Foo Fighters.
Oh, he's a
That's
huge
right.
fan of the show.
And I should sing backup.
Yes.
And
Because I enjoy it.
I should just be in the back, just chilling.
You said you wanted to be a roadie.
Yeah,
How about
dude,
you
I would
do
love
that?
to be a roadie. I would, dude. You know,
He's too lazy.
I'm a really, I'm one of the most hardest working men you will ever meet, ever. Dude, I wash dishes for money.
I wash dishes
yeah.
for money.
Yeah,
I'm hardworking.
dude, I scrub floors.
Oh,
all,
poor turtle.
all
Poor
for
turtle.
all for minimum
Oh,
wage.
Poor turtle.
Yeah, you probably don't even know what minimum wage is, but
God, no.
and I was it's like $10. It's gonna go 15 in like a year or two, and
In like a year or two, right?
yeah, and
But then we'll all be dead from slavery.
where we already are enslaved. Breaking news.
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
It's true.
jeez.
Yeah, it just changed. They were like, the people with all the money were like, why am I giving this guy a place to live and food to eat? He can get it for himself. So here's some chump change.
Yeah,
Let's call it a job. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
independent. That's what you are. You're not a slave.
exactly.
And speaking of jobs, I wanted to remind all of our listeners that we are here at Swing House Studios in lovely Atwater Village. If you need any sort of production in any sort of realm, this is the place to go.
Not only that, they have tons of right now. They're having like what I like to call a garage sale.
Are they?
They have tons of equipment for sale. Did you see that board just right there? What would I do with that? I would have no idea what to do. It's like my board is like
That's a touring board.
yeah, mine is completely ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
That's all we need.
That's
though.
fully automated, right?
This, sure, yeah, it's totally automated. It has all these. It has all these multi compressor effects that don't even work. So I
Shh,
can.
don't tell people that. It
I
looks
could,
good.
I could run
It's
through
fine.
98 different sorts of sounds that.
And we're all going to sound the same.
Yeah, it's.
You guys gotta
that's
get
gonna
that.
happen.
Tell them to loan you some stuff, some pedals, so you can be like, we're live on.
That's just not necessary.
Yeah,
Tortoise
it's
the
good.
Hare.
Simplicity sometimes is more
Yeah.
elegant. You know what I mean?
Ronnie North said that he was going to do a song for us, our
Like an
title-
opening
yeah,
theme.
an opening theme song, and we're
One
still
day.
waiting.
Yeah.
Ronnie North,
it'll
do you
happen.
hear us?
But by the way,
Deliver.
on this on the show notes, what just came out recently, as you know, we do videotape all the shows and all the guests. And on this one, Ronnie North, on the show notes, you could see the video of him actually saying that.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah,
that's
so there's proof.
complete
proof
coincidence.
of-
I assure you.
Yeah, the fact that he's supposed to do things that he's not
Right.
done yet. It's okay.
Last question I want to ask you because you're a very important man, I'm sure. You have a lot of ab things that you have to go do. Are you a Star Wars fan?
How did you know?
I am a Star Wars fan too.
I am as well.
Well, right now I'm into this game called Star Wars Commander. Have you played it yet?
Dude, don't get me started. I've got everything. I have a room in my apartment that is dedicated to nothing but Star Wars.
Really?
shit.
Oh, I gotta.
I am
Dude, can
the
I go
most-
visit it?
You can anytime. man.
Can I shoot it? Can I like come in and be like, okay, I think that'd be cool.
I get so stupid. Stupid excited about the stuff. I saw the movie, the new one, 10
Yeah.
times. I mean,
What'd you think?
you're getting into super nerd territory where I hope I don't lose a lot of,
No.
respect from people
Comes
because I'm
out
just an
to-
idiot
it comes
about
out
it. I am.
today.
I love it so much. It's my go-to thing. Like anytime it's just always there, man. It's
Yeah.
always
It's always
there
there.
when you're like, if you got a bad negative thought that's coming in, you're just like, oh, I got this to pay attention to. you know? So I've created this whole world where I can just like escape and
It's all about Yoda.
it's all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really
wisdom.
enjoying Finn.
Yeah. All of them.
He's one of my favorite characters
Ray is
right
a
now.
badass.
Is he really?
She.
Oh yeah. I was getting confused with what's his face, the guy from
Ren, you're thinking.
Ren.
Yeah, Ren. No, Ray. I'm talking Ray. She's a
Oh, yeah.
badass. Because
Yeah.
it's just every time I play, I play video games too. I'm a nerd in that sense, and I overdose on the Star Wars side of everything. So I have a whole drawer full of Star Wars games. It's ridiculous. If anybody ever wants to come over and play with Star Wars,
I'm
shit,
down.
I'm the guy to come and see.
We'll put your
for
address
sure.
up on the.
No. I want all the Star Wars stuff for myself.
But when you're playing like a game, like you're always like I'm a little maybe I'm homophobic or something. I don't know what it is, but not that there's anything wrong with that, but when you're staring at a game and you're in third person and there's some guy's ass, basically you're looking at some guy's ass. Like, so I always try to create the character that's a girl,
So
So
it's a
every time
nice
I play a
ass.
Star Wars game, you can create your own, and a lot of them, and it's like I created these girls, So I fell in love with Bastila, and when she was in the PC game for
Yeah.
Star Wars. I don't know if you're familiar with all this stuff, but by the time they finally came out with, I think they did a lot of research on because I think I found a lot of other characters online or whatever were females too, and I'm like, these aren't girls. They're these guys that are creating these girls, and they're nerding out on these girls they've created. And they're like, oh yeah, not only am I in the Star Wars universe, but I'm this hot chick with all this stuff, and so I think they did a lot of research and figured out that what people really want to see is a strong female character,
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And she did an awesome job. I think she's my new hero.
Yeah.
For sure.
They really did a good job on that franchise. Really excited, really happy. Can't wait for the other two.
Yeah.
To see what happens. So yeah,
Yeah.
just wanted to get your thoughts on it. My only, and I've said this, and I don't know if because you've seen the movie like a gajillion times.
Yeah.
My only thing that I put into question. Okay, guys, spoiler alert, whatever.
Right. Everybody's seen it. It's
Yeah,
okay.
everybody's seen it.
La, la, la,
Um,
la, la, la,
Okay,
la.
at the end, I'm not going to mention what happens, but at the end when
Mention it. Fuck it.
No, it comes out tomorrow
On Blu-ray. I
yeah,
know. Mine
so
comes, I think
there's
mine's coming in the mail today. I'm such a nerd. I apologize, everybody.
that's the real reason why he has to leave right now. He's like, I got to go check
Yeah.
the mail. Okay, so Han Solo dies. Anyway, they get off the Millennium Falcon, right? And what happens after that? Chewie just walks right past Princess Leia.
I noticed.
Did you know?
Yeah.
I always tell people
that
and
should
there's-
have been the
the moment,
the-
like fuck Ray. Like don't get me wrong, but like why are they hugging? Like Chewie was like.
I think
fucking
he's
Han-
still got all that resentment built up from the walking carpet thing in the first.
Really?
He's like, fuck this bitch, man. Fuck, she's stealing all the attention. Fuck my best friend. Like, fuck, man. I thought I was gonna get with this guy. Aren't I sexy? What? I smell bad on a walking carpet. That's stuck.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
poor
That's
Chewie.
great. I never heard that.
I
that
just
theory.
assumed kiss a Wookiee. He's like, fuck this bitch. Yeah, he died. It's your fault. You fucking had the kid for crying out loud.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
That was great. What a way to leave.